Come? Yeah, no worries. All right. Yep, yep. Streaming. Great. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday, December 5th, 2024 meeting of Queens Community Board 2. If you'd like, let's start the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the States
of
of
the United
America
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. I think we'll just get right into it. We got for once, a light agenda. So, yeah, all right. So we'll start with comments by attending public officials, starting with our newly elected Assembly Member Claire Valdez.
Oh, yeah. I was going to keep it really short. Okay. Hi, everyone. Oops, there you go. My name is Claire. I know a bunch of you in the room already, and it's really great to see you. I'm the newly elected state assembly member for District 37, which I'm sure you all know covers Long Island City, Sunnyside, a little bit of Woodside, Maspeth, and Ridgewood, which is where I call home. Really looking forward to continuing to work with you all here in Sunnyside and in Long Island City, of course. And yeah, our office will be on Skillman, so you can come find us in January. Would love to collaborate with you all on priorities, try and work on organizing town halls and other opportunities for us all to connect, to hear directly from you about the needs of the community board and the neighborhoods. So yeah, come find me, and I'm so excited to continue to work together and celebrate the new year, the holiday season, and to come together in the future. So yeah, I'll keep it really short if that's okay. And I'm here too. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, Sheila. Oh.
Hello, Assemblymember-elect. Good to see you. You might not, I think I know the answer, but do you have contact information that you can share publicly yet?
I don't yet. So I'll be getting my orientation at the beginning of December, and once that happens, which is now, so next week is my orientation, I'll have an assembly address that we can use. In the meantime, I'm still checking the campaign account, so info@claireforqueens.com, the best way to reach me.
I'm going to just go next. Hi, Claire. Good to see you. I'm not in your district, but I'm in that other part of Long Island City. But anyway, as you likely know, we have a massive rezoning in Long Island City that impacts all of us who live in both districts, and would love to be able to chat with you about that at some point in the new year. Also would love, and we'll talk to you separately about it, for you to have town halls, because that's sort of my other thing that I do outside of here, and would love to be part of that.
Amazing. I would love to collaborate on that. That'd be great.
Assembly. Thank you, Assembly Member-elect. Thank you. I appreciated reading a recent news edition where you talked about how important the environment will be for you, and I appreciate collaborating with you on behalf of the residents of Blissville, considering the issue we're having with one of the establishments that's working in violation of New York State pollution law. So we look forward to connecting on that, and I appreciate hearing that environment is on the top of your list. Thank you.
No, absolutely. And thank you, Tom, for all of your organizing on that too. And everyone in Blissville, I know that you've been tolerating a very intolerable situation for too long, but I'm very confident, especially working with Assemblymember Gallagher, that we can really fight on this.
Thank you, Claire, and welcome. All right, well, I don't see any other elected officials, so we'll go ahead with representatives. Sorry? Yeah, well, we'll have Matt. All right, Mercedes here first today.
Good evening, everyone. Again, thank you so much for inviting me to be here and representing State Senator Michael Generis. Just to give you a few updates, on Monday, November 25th, the senator went to Woodside Houses and gave out 85 turkeys to the residents that reside there. He also connected Sunnyside Community Services to several turkeys to be given out to members of the Sunnyside community as well. In addition to that, the senator, along with other elected officials, have been really diligent about following up with Woodside Community Center. NYCHA was supposed to break ground in March of this year, but still have not. They're still in the planning phase, just to make sure that they're on track with the project, because their community center got destroyed really badly during Hurricane Ida. So he's really pushing to make sure that the funding goes through from FEMA and other agencies. And like I said, the other elected officials have been really great also in collaborating with him to make sure that that actually does happen for them. Lastly, just one quick update and well, two quick more updates. The senator has collaborated with the New York Islanders for December 29th. He is doing a community free public skate day, ice skating day at the, let me give you the specific, at the ice skating ring at the City Ice Pavilion in Long Island City. Again, it's Sunday, December 29th. It's from 1:30 to 4:30. So just letting, and it's open to the public. So definitely get an opportunity to go, get some ice skating done. Just want to let you know. And lastly, as you're aware, starting January, the senator will be going back to Albany for session. So if there is any other legislation that you definitely want him to push while he is there, please feel free to contact our office. I left my cards over there. We're located again at 4502 Ditmars Boulevard. Any questions? Yes, ma'am. Oh. I have 1 second left. Okay, good. Hi, Sheila. How are you?
Hey, Mercedes, how are you? And I could have brought this up with the assembly member also, but I know the senator had been in the past working on some, trying to create some bills around AMI. And
Yep.
So is that still in process?
I could bring it back to him and let him know that that's something that he should continue to push, because I know there was a huge housing bill that was pushed in the Senate this year. And I know AMI is a big issue, especially in our community. So I'm going to let him know that that was brought up here so he could push it.
Yeah, incentives and subsidies or whatever we need, especially with City of Yes really passing. And so we really need state, city kind of collaboration and making sure that some things are truly affordable.
Agreed.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Have a happy new year. Enjoy the holidays. Thank you so much.
All right, Jamie from Assemblymember Raga's office.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you after the Thanksgiving break. My name is Jamie. I'm from Assemblymember Stephen Raga's office. I want to give you just a few updates. So we would like to thank all the volunteers and the organizations that partnered with our office to distribute turkeys. We were able to give away over 300 turkeys and a lot of produce. So that was a really great success. Especially want to thank Andy, who's part of CB2, who partnered with our office especially. And then also want to thank those who donated and participated in our Veterans Drive. This was in partnership with PS229. It was a really great success. For upcoming events, we do have a drive for new sock and toys that started November 25th all the way till December 16th. We're partnering with the nonprofit, The Solution to Hunger. So if you have any items, please feel free to either stop by our office, which is 55-1969th Street, right across from Rose's Pizza in Maspeth, or more than happy to coordinate you with a pickup, and I can meet you wherever is best for you. And those are all our updates, so would love to take any questions. Okay, great. I'm in the back.
Thank you, Jamie. Farah from Councilmember One's office.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Farah. I'm Councilmember One's District Director. I'm going to just share a few updates. So firstly, happy holidays. Last month, in November, we gave away about 1,500 turkeys to folks in the community. Most of these turkeys were distributed at the different NYCHA developments in Queensbridge, Woodside houses, and in Ravenswood houses. But we were also able to donate and distribute turkeys from our district office, which is located in Long Island City. We are also hosting housing appointments again. So for people who need assistance with legal, they need to see a housing lawyer, their tenant may need help with a one-shot deal. The lawyer that we have is from Communities Resist, and they'll be able to provide a lot more guidance and assistance for those who are in need of housing assistance. In terms of legislation, last month, the council member, along with who is the chair of the contracts committee, worked with Councilmember Abreu to do a oversight hearing on the containerization requirements. The council member had advocated for support for Sunnyside Shines and Long Island City partnerships, so that way they could continue doing the work that they do without receiving fines. At the beginning of the month, we introduced Intro 1114, which creates a capital tracker for DOT so that the public is able to view the status of DOT capital projects. And then today, Councilmember One voted on a modified City of Yes proposal, taking into account the investments for the community that she had negotiated for. In terms of budget, participatory budgeting, the idea collection closed out, but we're still accepting delegates. So if anyone's interested in being a delegate and pushing forward some budget ideas, we welcome you all to come and contact our office. Does anyone have any questions? Okay.
Caroline. Good job.
Has there been any update with the discussion with the Parks Department about the location for the park in South Sunnyside?
I will have to talk to our land use folks. I know that this was something asked in the spring, and I had asked our land use folks at that time. Parks didn't have much of an update for us other than that they were looking at parcels of land that would fit the requirements needed for a park. I believe they're still doing that, but we'll get you updates.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you for being here. So 2 questions about City of Yes. I saw that part of the modification was that there would be an affordability mandate. Can you explain exactly what that is? And then second, exactly how much funding are we getting from the city and the state? 1, 2, how much of that is for housing versus infrastructure? And 3, how are we getting that funding from the state, given that the budget doesn't get negotiated until closer to April? Sorry, that was actually 4 questions.
No worries. And those are all great questions. I actually do not have much details on that. I do not work on legislation or land use. I do a lot of community events and constituent services, as you all know, but I can get that information and send it to you and share at the next community board meeting. So that way everyone has that idea. Thank you.
Uplifting what my colleague to the left here of me said, to yours to your right. Plus, in the vote today, there was a pot of money put aside for to support accessory dwelling units. And I understand that the applications for that had closed last year, and they asked people to go in and sign up to be considered. So can you get information on how that will open up and or advance, or will people who've been in there be automatically on the list to be considered? And also information about how people can apply to get access to those funds to put these accessory, I can't say it.
The ADUs.
Them.
Yes. That's surprisingly one of the only terms I know, but I will get more information on that for you.
Well, actually, Tom. Tom?
Thank you, Farah. Hi, Farah. Blissful Civic wrote in regarding our concern regarding the survey for one Long Island city that excluded, by design, not being able to respond as a member of the Blissville community if you were a resident. In addition, and we haven't had a response from your office yet. Second, in the press, it said that your office, through Woodside and Moves, would be in touch with the different communities for outreach. When could we expect some outreach? We haven't had any yet.
I will have our land use folks follow up with you with regards to the one at Long Island or the one LIC survey, and we'll flag for Woodside on the Move to do outreach. I know that they're focused on doing a lot of outreach right now in Long Island City, but especially with the holidays coming up, and so there's more opportunity to do outreach.
No, thank you. Especially since we were excluded from the survey, I'd want to make sure that we have a voice. Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, thank you. I saw that the council member put forward a legislation for universal daylighting in the city today as the primary sponsor.
Right. I believe I have some notes on that.
Okay.
What would you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. What would you like to know?
I just want to say that this board voted in favor of universal daylighting in New York City, and it's very urgent, and we really appreciate that the council member has done that.
Yeah. No. Thank you. Yeah, and sorry I missed that. I guess I skipped over it. But yeah, the intro is 1138, and which would prohibit standing or parking vehicles within 20 feet of a crosswalk or intersection.
Again, thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Hi, so I had mentioned this during a committee meeting recently, but so as you know, the district or this community board has seen a lot of, not a lot, but more than enough injuries and deaths due to subway surfing. And often the blame is placed on the MTA, which is fine, right? But I think a lot of—
You're coming to join us?
What? Something that is needed is also educating the families and just the community and the young people that are impacted or are engaging in those activities, because you can't just blame the MTA for it, right? So I'm wondering if there's like any initiatives or any conversations in, you know, Julie Wan's office or amongst your colleagues, you know, to raise awareness and educate the community about the effects, because a lot of it's happening here in this vicinity.
Right. Especially with the elevated 7. That's a great question. I know that this was something that our office has discussed. It's just a matter of finding resources to provide to the children and the students in the community that, you know, talk about the dangers of subway surfing and getting that presented to them. I know that there are a few resource groups out there. And so once we're able to set something in place, we're going to have them go to the schools and talk to the students. Yeah, you're welcome.
We all good, right? Oh, no, Sheila. Oh, and Roz, sorry, Roz. Go ahead.
Is this on? Yes, good. Yeah, I wanted to just ask, or I suspect I know the answer and I'm happy with the answer. But the bill that's coming up about e-bike licensing is very problematic. I mean, that's how I get around my preferred way with my pedal assist e-bike. It's certainly, as I would say, for those of us who are, let's say, Medicare age or something, it's my wheelchair in effect. It's just as important to me as a wheelchair is to a person who can't walk. And but besides that, I think I also would just like input to think on the matter of right now, any bike, any motorized vehicle or thing that doesn't have pedals, we call them mopeds. I call them no-peds. They are supposed to have a license plate. And we know that while they're improving a little bit in enforcement, we are way far along to go. And if they can't do that, why would we want to take another whole class of riders and turn them into potential criminals as well?
Thank you for that feedback. I'll share it with our legislative team.
Thank you.
So I just, kind of on the heels of what was brought up about the subway surfing and, the park. One of the things that's desperately needed is public open green space and active use spaces for our young people, because you can teach them all the ways that something is wrong, but if we're not providing them with alternatives, then we're not going to deal with the problem. And so I bring this up around the one LIC because we have very, very little space to potentially put parks in. And I understand some of the conversations were about putting all of the deeply affordable housing on one of the last pieces of public land that is there, which means we will have even less public open green space for an increased population, including increased number of young people. So I'd like to know what the thinking is about increasing access to publicly accessible, free public open green space to help solve these problems of the lack of space, and also that our young people need active recreation space that they don't have to pay to get into.
Right. I think, one, it would be great to put that, if you have access to the survey, to put that in the survey.
I did.
Okay, that's amazing. And I'll have our land use team reach out to you, because I don't work on the One LIC project, but I know that they're the ones who are working deeply on, survey collection and getting feedback from residents, especially those of us who either work, play, or live in Long Island City.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Farah, and +1 to the daylighting. Right. Had the closest close call with my daughter the other day, so I'm very glad that it's moving forward, or something's moving forward. Claire from Borough Hall.
I don't want to waste time. Sorry. Hey guys, my name's Claire. I'm the Community Board 2 liaison at the office of Queensborough President Donovan Richards. My God. Okay, so the community board application is going to open on January 7th. So if you're due to reapply January 7th, and if you're interested in applying, you're watching this online perhaps, and you're I want to join the community board, you can follow up with our office when we make the formal announcement and launch the application link. Okay, we are having a toy drive. Stop by our office, or you can talk to me if you want to donate a toy. Sorry, that was a bit of a change in subject there. Toy drive. Okay. Yeah, you can also make a donation on Tuesday. On Tuesday, December 10th at 6 p.m. while we have our annual tree lighting, Queensborough Hall, 6 p.m. December 10th. Yeah, and then also they want me to say that 988 is the mental health hotline in New York City, 24/7, always available. It's free, numerous languages. That's all I have. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, question. Yeah. Hey.
Hi, thanks for coming. Quick question. When does your website relaunch?
It should be good right now. Maybe when you checked it, it happened to be down,
I
but
checked a day or two ago and it said there was a new site coming and it was only one page now.
okay. Were you on queensbp.org? Because it's queensbp. Oh, yeah. queensbp.nyc
Okay.
.gov. Same thing with my email. It's now .nyc.gov, but the same stuff in the beginning.
All right. So then I have a new question. Can they have a redirect from the old site to the new site since it's
It
really,
should be doing that,
no,
but
it just says. our
okay,
site's
well,
coming soon.
.nyc. Okay,
All right,
okay.
all right, maybe they can redirect it or
Yeah.
put a notice on it.
Well,
that that's
offline,
not
we'll
the
talk
right
about
site.
this. Anything else? Okay, thank you. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Claire. Javier?
Hello, everyone. My name is Javier with District Attorney Katz's office. I just want to talk about one quick case of interest. So District Attorney Katz is aware and continuously tackling the issue of human trafficking that we see on Roosevelt Avenue. And I want to talk about one specific case that just happened. So recently, DA Katz announced that a woman was arraigned on an indictment charging her with sex trafficking and other crimes for allegedly forcing a transgender woman to engage in prostitution on Roosevelt Avenue and pay the defendant a weekly sum of money. After the victim stated that she wanted to stop engaging in the sex work, the defendant allegedly demanded money at knife point. And cases like this are why DA Katz created our Human Trafficking Bureau to go after the drivers of crime and also to provide services to the victims to get them out of the industry should they choose to be. And it's why she remains fully dedicated to eradicating sex trafficking from all communities across the borough. I know it's a little heavy, but I just think it's an important topic that we should talk about, especially pertinent to this area. And I'll be here. I'm here every meeting. If anyone has any questions, or get my contact. Oh, you have a question? Yeah.
On the topic of sex trafficking, something I noticed driving cross country was that so many places, the bathrooms had signs inside the stalls that offered a phone number for people who are victims of sex trafficking to call a number. And something I haven't seen here at all, and it was just occurring to me that, you know, if there's a way for people to anonymously be able to call in for help, is there something that is talked about or can be thought about?
That specifically, I can get back to you if that's specifically talked about, but in order, you're saying for victims to call like anonymously for help,
Yeah.
Our Human Trafficking Bureau, we work directly with victims, or the Bureau, I should say.
No, I know that, but this is like a partnership with, I mean, it makes sense across major highways, where in the bathrooms of truck stops and stuff, there are signs in the stalls. So like me, it's a woman, I go into the stall and there's a sign, if you are a victim of sex trafficking.
Oh, I get
please
what you're
call this
saying.
number. So just thinking about any kind of way to go into places where people might have a moment alone or like to be able to reach out for help.
Yeah, I could definitely bring that back to the office because yeah, that's a good point to bring up actually. Anyone else? All right, thank you. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, Javier. David from SCS.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is David Espinosa. I work for Sunnyside Community Services. Welcome to our center. I have just one announcement this evening. Hey, Lisa. We have an upcoming public event that we'd like to invite the community to. It's called Strengthening the Social Work Workforce, a call to action for Queens. That's on December 12th from 5 p.m. to 6:30. And we're going to have some of our staff here, Sunnyside staff, and also some special guests that evening. It's going to be a discussion around the future of the social work workforce and what those needs are. And so we invite everyone to learn more about what that means and really for the future of social work and the workforce in Queens. So hopefully we'll get everyone or most of the folks here coming in and providing some feedback also and providing, listening and hearing more about what we really need in terms of strengthening the workforce in Queens. And that's all I have this evening. Any questions around that? Hi, Lisa.
Could you talk a little bit about the lunch program that we have here for seniors?
Sure. And we have a lunch program, a daily lunch program for the seniors here. We serve around 200 seniors every day, Monday through Friday. We just had a big Thanksgiving holiday feast on Thanksgiving Day where we served over 200 seniors. Lots of folks from the community joined us. lots of volunteers. It was a really wonderful event for the seniors. So we'd like you to spread the word. We also pick up seniors in the community, nearby communities. Woodside and Sunnyside, we have, as you see, we do have transportation services. So we're happy if you contact us or know folks who need to get to the center, please feel free to reach out to us. Look at our website. There's a lot of contact information there, so feel free to do that. Thank you, Lisa. And I'm going to leave some of these flyers here in the round desk to the left here at the end. There's a contact name as well, Siobhan Noboa, who's our social work director for senior services, but there's information here for folks to pick up if you're interested. Again, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Now we'll move to public comment. I don't see any more representatives. And if they come, we'll work them in. Vanessa.
Hi, sorry.
Yes.
My name is Peyton Schulteis. I'm here from Senator Gonzalez's
Oh, I'm
office.
sorry. Sorry,
No worries,
please.
no
Yeah, go
worries.
ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, I'm Peyton Schulteis from Senator Gonzalez's office. I'm covering for my colleague who typically attends these meetings on behalf of our office. But first wanted to say, hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Our office was thrilled to be able to give away over 800 turkeys ahead of Thanksgiving to our constituents all across our district. Senator Gonzalez is also busy preparing for the next legislative session. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our office to share your opinions on pieces of legislation that you care about, or also to share ideas for potential legislation that hasn't been introduced yet. Last thing, our office is also in the process of collecting budget requests in preparation for the upcoming legislative session. So if your organization is based in Senate District 59 and has a funding request for the 2025-2026 fiscal year, please reach out to us. The deadline to submit a request to us is on December 31st, and we have a Microsoft form that we're asking those with requests to submit. I can drop a link in the Zoom chat if that'd be helpful, but also if you're not on the Zoom, please feel free to reach out to our office and we'll happily share that form. Any questions?
Could you please share the number for people to reach out to the office as well, Peyton?
Of course, no problem. That's 718-765-6674. Or you can email gonzalez@nysenate.gov.
Questions? All right. Thanks so much, Peyton.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vanessa Leong, and I have been living in Long Island City since 2011. I purchased a condo on Jackson Avenue in the year of COVID, 2022. And every morning I took my dog to the Murray Park dog run. And every morning the same neighbors were there, and they very quickly became my live in 3D community. I see a lot of nods. You guys remember this. Since then, the park was in bad shape. We have invested a ton of our own money, our own time, our sweat to improve the park. We have cleared rocks and debris. We raised funds to install mulch twice. We built a bench. We installed misters for those hot summer days. In May 2023, dozens of people joined the community call to give input into the redesign of the park. But in February of this year, the dog park was abruptly fenced off and padlocked due to soil contamination. And so there's no longer a community space for the dogs and for our little community within easy walking distance. Court Square has fewer parks and open spaces than almost any neighborhood in the 5 boroughs. You guys mentioned that earlier today. And meanwhile, dog licenses in LIC have grown more than 180% since 2016. And last year, nearly 2,800 dogs were registered in the neighborhood. The Parks Department tells me that the planned renovations for the dog run will not begin until spring of 2027. And so I'm here to request assistance from my council member and from my community board to help us accelerate that timeline and to help us create an interim solution. of some sort while we wait for these renovations. We have a really engaged community who can support and maintain an interim space. And so please, we need your help get creative and come up with solutions. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, questions? Yeah.
What are we being told is the holdup?
We are being told this is just how long it takes. They won't finish the design until 2025, and then they have to contract for
So in the
that's what they're telling us.
meantime, it's not safe because of soil contamination. So
That's according to the
while
FOIA.
maybe this isn't for you. I just want to know what they've said to you, but remediation can be happening now. And is there a temporary potential use? So that's what you're really asking.
That's what I'm asking for. And
So
we need
temporary
help
use because design and bidding and construction
That's right.
it all does take time.
That's right.
But if it's about soil contamination, there are temporary things that probably could be done. So, okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But I thought, and sorry, I could be wrong, but I thought we saw the design plans for that, like earlier this year or maybe last year. Right. Right. And I think
we don't
I think
like
it was
either.
a year ago.
We don't like the turf. We don't like the turf
Let's say
idea.
that out loud. We don't like artificial turf.
No, it smells. It is hard to maintain, and every
It's
place
actually
where there
less
is turf,
clean.
yeah, it smells really badly, particularly in the summertime. No one's going to be happy.
Councilmember, Borough President, do you hear that?
Yes, Councilwoman.
Hi.
help us.
Oh,
Any
I'm
other
sorry.
questions?
I would like to give you a suggestion as well.
Yes.
Hello, I'm over here. Way over here. Hi.
There's a voice in the sky.
The community board has a parks committee. And I would suggest that you take it up. I don't know, Debbie, when does the parks committee meet?
I think it was canceled for December.
It's on Monday.
Oh, that's
It's
why.
on the
Okay.
9th.
Right.
Thank you.
So you should bring it there too.
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Couple in the back.
Yeah, just want to echo the confusion about the design process, because I thought we saw the design and then they discovered the contamination when the work started or like towards the end of the design. So I'm confused about
As am I.
them returning to a redesign process.
Yeah. There's a man named Peter, I think, Peter Wu from the Parks Department who I've been in contact with. And that's just what he told me. He said, this is the timeline and the design is happening. It's going to get finalized. And I thought a design was presented to the community board was my understanding. So I'm not quite sure.
Public member Fanny Cheng.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Fanny Cheng, and I'm the public member of the Venues Committee. Have you read the environmental report?
Yes.
And what do you think of it?
I think it begs the question why we're only learning just now that there are all these trace metals in the soil.
Do you have any ideas where it came from?
I don't. I know there's a lot of construction in that area. My understanding from the soil testing reports is that it's across the entire park. So that's why they've fenced off all of the exposed land.
It's
But no,
also
I
on the
don't know
next
why.
block. These used to be industrial sites where
Yeah.
they did plating, metal, etc. So they might be studying how to remediate these metals. They just don't disappear overnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that should be a concern.
No, absolutely. I just think that there are ways to do soil remediation. You can cover the soil. There are a lot of ways that we can do this than just let all of this space. We have so little space already. To see this space go unused is just really frustrating. Yeah.
I'm vice chair of the Environment and Parks Committee. We don't have a meeting. We have a meeting in December. It's on Monday, so it might be a little too late. If you want to come, you definitely can, but I think it'd be more beneficial to request the Parks Department show up and we can ask them questions and they can kind of tell us what the plan would be. So that'd probably be at the end of January, but we can, maybe Debbie and I can talk and try to get them to come to the next committee meeting in January, and then we can ask them
Yeah.
questions then.
Oh, I'd love that. I will put it on my calendar.
Yeah, so we'll connect over that.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Next, oh, yep. Next up is Ben Robinson.
Hi, my name is Ben Robinson, and I've lived in Long Island City since 2014. Prior to its closure, I had been a multi-time per day user of the Murray Park Dog Run since we adopted our first dog, Ruth, from a city shelter in 2019. The fact that repairs to the park are not scheduled to begin until spring of 2027, frankly, sounds more like a right-wing caricature of government ineptitude than of reality. So does the fact that our taxpayers have paid the current mayor's girlfriend more than $250,000 per year for a no-show job and paid $320,000 per year for the previous mayor's security detail, while he spent a summer and fall gallivanting around Iowa as opposed to doing his job. It may be the case that in America, government belongs to we the people. In New York City, however, where our wages are taxed to pay for things like this, while our parks remain padlocked shut, it is evidently the other way around. I urge the city to get the repairs done quickly. This park is a vital part of our neighborhood where families can gather and dogs can play safely. Councilmember Juan has certainly mastered the art of using social media to talk about all the ways that she spent money. But let's be honest, we don't live on social media. We live in a real world, in a real neighborhood where we work real jobs and pay real taxes. And in return, we get a real padlock on the entrance to our park. Getting this fixed is about restoring trust and doing right by the people who still live in a city that continues to bleed population to better run states and municipalities. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we covered the question last time, but thank you. I appreciate the, oh, sorry, okay, yeah, Ben, there is one.
Sorry, is it really padlocked? I was in the park over the weekend.
Yes, it is padlocked.
I thought there's just a little fence around.
Maybe Murray Park overall is not padlocked, but the dog run specifically is padlocked.
I think that's a helpful clarification.
We have the Environment Committee in January. Fanny, did you want to make a comment? You signed up online? No? Yeah. Okay, yep. So do you want to wait for the mic? Wait for the mic. Yeah.
Okay, there was never an industrial building on a park. So these contaminants are coming from somewhere. You know, there was factories across the street on both sides. So I think we should look into a little further. I think we should ask EPA to come in to look a little further. And the report that was issued, I have a copy of it. I could forward it over to the board. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any more? Anyone online want to have a general public comment for 2 minutes? No? All right, we will move right along to, oh boy, dare I say it? Attendance? What? What? 7:15? I'm sorry, it's 8:15. Let's pretend it's 8:15.
I'm barely ready. This is so early. Not used to it, but yeah, it's definitely a good thing. All right, here we go. Amparo Abel Bay. All right. Nelly Afshar. Nelly Afshar? Can we hear her or no?
Yeah, she was online. Yeah,
Do you want me to come back to her? Okay. Anatol Ashraf. Okay. John Bahia. Okay. Anne-Marie Baranowski. All right. Carisha Baton. Welcome. Nick Berkowitz. Absent. Kat Bloomfield. Absent. Danielle, oh, okay. Danielle Brecker. Carlos Castel Croak. Lisa Charles. Absent. Oh. John Bahia.
Here, sorry, having some technical issues.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Tanya Chavez. Excused. Osman Chowdhury. Steve Cooper. Warren Davis. Lisa Deller. Maury Gallinoy. Somnath Kamir.
Yeah, I'm present.
Online. Okay. Thanks. Dr. Ross Nutsos. Alexandra Gonzalez. Excused. Camille Gray. Kenny Greenberg. Mohammed Hossein. Absent. Christine Hunter. Leland Candell. Badrun Khan. Absent. Diana Kitchler. James Kim. Absent. Prameet Kumar. Chimag Lama. Absent. Sheila Lewandowski. All right. Benjamin Lucas. Absent. Patrick Martinez. Tom Matoutsas.
Present, thank you.
Eric Narberg. Andy Olivares.
Present.
Zishan Ott. Riley Owens. Jolly Patel.
Here.
Great. Maya Saab. Maya Saab online. Okay, come back. Norberto Saldana, excused. Laura Shepard.
Here.
Okay. I am here. Caroline Spitzer. Lauren Springer. Akello Thomas. All right. Mary Torres. Absent. May Tran. Absent. Letitia Vasquez. All right. Michael Zurab. Okay, and then coming back to Nelly Afshar. Okay. And then Amaya Saab. Okay. All right, thanks.
All right, for the minutes, there was an illness, it wasn't done in time, so we'll just we'll table it till January. In January, we'll do December and November. And moving right along to chairperson's report. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I just want to acknowledge, I see more public members here this meeting, so welcome. Great to have you. If you don't mind, raise your hand or turn your camera on just so people can see you. Yeah. Oh, sure. Steph, you've been here. Fanny, you've been here. Kevin Davis, good to see you. I see. Is that who's that online? Olivia. Good to see you. Ash. No, sorry. I forget. I don't want to say the wrong person is the public member, but and you're not a public member, are you? Robert. Yeah. Hi. Good to see you. Awesome. So welcome. Do attend your committees, and also, thanks for coming to the main one. All right. I think we will. Oh, sorry. So I just had one update. This past month, I was at the groundbreaking for PS 341 in Hunters Point, the new school, coming with the school construction authority, 550 seats, a pre-K, and many other facilities. So it's supposed to open in 2027. So thank you to all the electeds and everybody else for making that happen. And anything else, if I have to report it, I will. When I remember it, I will send the email around. Let's move on to our executive board elections. The only contest is for the role of parliamentarian. So I don't know if you want to save time and for the rest of the executive board, if we just want to do a show of hands or if we need to do anything at all. That the secretary cast one vote for the unopposed people. Okay, motion seconded. I did. Yep.
Slate other than parliamentary.
For the slate other than parliamentarian. For the parliamentarian vote, whoever has your email open, please email the office and only the office your vote. If you are virtual, your vote for parliamentarian. All right, and secretary.
Ballot in front of you.
Yeah.
Just ballot in front of you.
Did we get a vote? Did we vote?
Not yet.
No, he's gonna do that now.
Don't show of hands.
Oh, okay, sorry. All in favor of the motion? Any abstentions? Caroline? Any opposition? No, all right. Everyone in favor of the secretary making a voting for the entire slate? Okay.
Okay, so I'll cast a vote for the slate, which to be more specific is Anatol Ashraf for chair, Dr. Raz Janutzis for first vice chair, Nelly Afshar for second vice chair, and myself, Ryan Smith, for secretary. And Kat Bloomfield as treasurer, of course. Yeah. All right.
Motion carried.
Thank you again for letting us do this again for 1 more year. What's another 40 hours a week that I don't get paid for? All right, and now let's so we'll do the paper ballot for the parliamentarian for those of us in person. For if you're online, email the office only with your vote for parliamentarian.
Motion, Chair.
You know what? I'm sorry. Wait. Sorry. This was unfair of me. We should let the candidates make one more statement for 2 minutes. Did I? Oh, okay. Sorry. No, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I think it's sorry. Yeah. No, we should do that. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I said anything. Okay, yeah, so we should, when we get the bylaws working committee going, we should actually put that in there. Sorry? No, that's nominations, but just as a reminder, we should let them. No, I thought we spoke again in last December. Yeah. Well, we'll find that, yeah. Yeah, no, no more nominations. You can't even, they say no. Oh. Okay. If I may, for this one, I feel like it's only fair. What's 4 minutes? All right, 2 minutes each. We should vote to we'll change the, all right, we'll change the bylaws. Let's let's respect the bylaws. Sorry, gentlemen. We'll move ahead with voting. We're going ahead anyway. Motion from the table to
Can I make a statement?
All right, my thought, just a thought I'd like to share with you. If either of the candidates went to the trouble to prepare a statement, right or wrong, I would love to hear their statement. But if they didn't, so I so move.
Few seconds. All in favor of letting the two candidates for parliamentarian speak for 2 minutes each? All right, any opposition? One opposition. Okay. Any abstention? All right, Akello, please, 2 minutes. Two opposition. Okay. Okay.
All right. Good evening, everyone. How you doing? All right. I did prepare something. I did last time when I was going for this candidacy, I did mention that I wanted to prepare a statement, and I did send an email to the district manager and the chair. I did want to send it out to you. All right. Well, this is it. This is it. I would like to take the opportunity to share my thoughts and reflections as on the role as parliamentarian over the past year. There's a lot that I've observed. I believe I'm the quietest person here in the room, but first and foremost, I would like to acknowledge, and I've said this last month, that I did not meet the expectations of parliamentarian. Always, there were 3 or 4 meetings where roll call or a particular bylaw that needed to be utilized in real time was not assessed correctly by me and expressed. And I was challenged in real time, and I saw that, and I want to be able to step up to be able to do that this next year. So my vision for the parliamentarian role, I believe, aligns with the chair here, and that is, being the mic runner. The reason why I did that is not only do I want to be personable with you all, right? You see a smiling face, you see someone who wants to be able to follow the rules and say, hey, can I have everyone speak? Can I work with Anatole to be able to get enough time with those who want to speak and get your word out, right? There's a lot of things that, especially in the past year, that was said and that we voted on, and I want everyone's voice to be able to be heard, if it's not the elected officials or things that in our community. So, and then just going through another, I guess, aspect of our meeting is the online meetings. We should have our cameras on. We should have been able to display that we are board members for our community. That's all I have. I wish I was able to, get this statement out. But thank you. Thank you very much. I do want your vote. I think it's something to be proud of, to be parliamentarian here. I was challenged. I can name those who have challenged me. Mr. Cooper, Elisa, Maury, you guys challenged me in real time, and I want to be able to step up to the challenge, right? Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Running the mic while while making your speech, Patrick.
Okay, how's this? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Oh, and the timer started. Excellent. So hello once again to those of you who know me. Hello to those of you who don't know me. I'm Patrick Martinez. I'm running for parliamentarian. I've been on the board for 3 years. I've been chair of the tech committee. I've been on the tech and engagement committee for the past 3 years, chair the last year. And I've been on land use this past year, officially, unofficially before that. I've joined other meetings, other committees here and there, except for the Health and Human Services, because Mondays are really bad for me. So my apologies, I'll have to adjust that. But that is to say, I really enjoy being on the board. I really enjoy being a part of this community. You've seen me at events in Long Island City. You've seen me in Sunnyside. Some of you, if you look really hard and squint, you've seen me in Woodside and in Maspeth, where the maps get real fuzzy. I really enjoy being a part of this board. I really enjoy being a part of this community. I really am looking for ways to commit more. And I really am drawn to the role of parliamentarian. Rules are important. We live in a society and rules matter. And knowing them, monitoring them, evangelizing them, making sure folks feel empowered, heard, seen, and also informed. It's radical, but it's feasible. And it doesn't really require that much lift. And so as parliamentarian, I mean, I would like to think I have a great working relationship with Anatole and the rest of the executive committee. And so looking to work closer with them to make the board, the community board really work more efficiently in the coming year, and everybody feels smarter, more empowered, more seen, and more heard. So that's kind of it. And thank you.
With a second to go. Thanks, thanks, Patrick. All right, now let's take a minute to vote or complete voting.
I have a question, Chair.
Yes.
Is it the same email that we sent our vote to, or is any other email?
Send your vote to QNO2. Yeah, exactly. You can CC me, but the office.
Q2, right? QN2.
Yeah, QNO2 at cb.nyc.gov.
Got it. You.
Anyone make comment? If we have time after the meeting, I'll come back. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Just confirming that we got everyone's paper ballots in person, correct? And confirming that everyone online, if you have not sent the email to the office yet, please speak up so Debbie can hear you. Okay, I think we have everyone.
Email.
I got
Oh, sorry.
Laura, Tom, Andy, John, and Nellie.
You say that again?
We have Nellie, John, Andy, Tom, and Laura's votes. Somnath, no, I do not have Somnath's vote.
I just emailed it.
Okay, it should come through. Give us a few minutes. Got. Yep. No, I don't have Jolly.
Tell Jolly to.
Somnath, I got yours. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Somnath, I did not get your vote. I got your email that you're not attending. I did not get your vote.
I refresh, you need to refresh it. I sent it a minute ago.
Okay, wait, it's coming in now. Hang on. Hang on. I've never looked at our emails online, live before. Something new every day. Oh,
The subject should say my vote.
got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your vote.
All right, thank you all. I think we are now going to proceed with the vote counting, and you can continue with business while we do that.
Yeah. Jolly, if you can and are able, but if you want to take this time to email the office your vote.
Okay, quick update. Happy holidays, everybody. We had we have duplicate some of these complaints. 15 complaints, some beyond that are duplicates, so we have the top ED and DOT knows sidewalk parking, double parking is horrendous in this community, and we're making an issue out of it. So we want a lot of additional enforcement. So sure, everybody where and those are the top complaints. Sanitation and parks of a lot of dead trees. So I wanted to make sure you know. Sanitation Wednesday is Sanitation Wednesday, December 25th. There's no trash collection, recycling, compost, or curbside. So just be aware of that. I sent around from the MTA an update on the construction activities at Queens Plaza Station to begin on or about December 16th. Check the website for details, and as they send us information, we'll make sure you all get all the information. And that's it. The board office is officially closed December 25th, January 1st for Christmas and New Year's, their official city holidays. And I wish everybody happy, healthy. The next board meeting is Thursday, January 9th, due to the way the holiday falls. Yes, for the community assistant job, we have, Marianne and I have interviewed quite a bit of resumes. Fortunately, we also received a lot of not qualified for the community assistant job, but we are looking, and over the next week and two, our chair will be interviewing candidates, and hopefully we're going to hire soon enough. So thank you. Thank you for the input and the participation. It's important. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Just breaking news. Council approves City of Yes on a 31-20 vote split. Modified, yeah. Oh, you received Jolly's too. Okay, Jolly's vote. Awesome. All right. City planning. Yep.
Hi, everyone. I'm Fagal Eschner. I'm the Queensborough planner, CB2 co-liaison. Yes, City of Yes, just for housing opportunity just passed. So that's the brief and exciting announcement for tonight. It was adopted. We're still waiting on all the details about the modifications. We're taking it back. We're gonna look at all of the requirements and all of the modifications that were made, and then we're hoping to present this at the. We're hoping to present the housing opportunity modifications at the land use committee meeting on the 18th. Okay. I'm learning. Okay, this is a learning process. We're gonna take everything that we're learning about the modifications and present it to you guys on the land use committee meeting. It'd be great if you can take any questions you might be having about City of Yes for housing opportunity kind of marinate on them and then send it to us before the meeting so we can kind of see what you're all curious about or thinking about. I heard a few really good questions while the CM staff was up here. Yeah, so we want to take some time to talk about modifications at the land use committee, but otherwise there's no real updates. Yes.
Just, do you have the answer to my question about the ADUs?
Your question was about the pot of
80,
money.
right.
Yes, no,
Okay.
that's not.
See it land use.
See it land use, yes.
How do you want people to reach you with questions?
So my email and Katie's email, I think, you guys have it as part of CB2 liaisoning. Yeah, send it through the
So we should just contact the office and the land use committee maybe with the questions?
Sure.
Yeah, please let land use know if you have questions and you're not going to be at our meeting.
Yeah, and then you would send all the questions to us afterwards. Yeah. Once you collect questions, you could send it to us. Is that what we're thinking?
Sure. You mean in advance of the land use meeting? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, if anyone on the board comes to you and says, oh, I'm curious about this.
Absolutely. If you have, please, email me. I guess it's easiest to collect questions in advance if they're ones that you can prepare for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a question for you and Katie, because I think, but I'll just ask you about exactly what you were planning to cover at the land use meeting.
We're
So-
going to be covering street mapping actions and polling, and also.
I'm sorry, street mapping actions and what?
And polling. So it's
polling. What is polling?
The street mapping actions associated with one LIC. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
So if you guys remember at the last land use committee meeting, we had a couple extra slides that we had to cut. That's when we were going to explain what the polling process is. It is basically it's a letter that goes out to like key agencies like DEP, DOT, and others. And then a letter also gets sent to the community board. Basically, the point of the letter is to explain what the mapping actions are, what their intentions are, like, what the mapping actions actually detail. And then you guys have a chance to sort of put in input and make sure that certain things about like street alignments or sidewalks or curb cuts, things like that are considered before anything gets certified. So we will go over this at the land use committee meeting. I'll explain what polling is in a lot more detail, and then we'll actually go through what the actions are.
Okay, so I guess I would here formally invite the Transportation Committee to also attend this land use meeting, which is the 18th, because it sounds very relevant. Anyway.
Absolutely. I think Lisa has a question.
So the question is, the mapping actions are still a work in progress, right? Because, okay, great. So
Nothing's been
if
finalized.
somebody, I heard from someone in Long Island City recently that one side of her block was like in the map and the other side of the block wasn't in the map. And she was really concerned about that. So I think I'll have her listen into the land use meeting.
Absolutely. And if street mapping actions, not
zoning areas.
Correct. Yes.
Hello?
Quickly, hang on. Can I just finish with Lisa? If you could send me any information about that exchange, I would really appreciate that. That'd be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi. During one of the meetings, Christine asked for 3D models. Have you, can you share that with us on the next land use meeting?
I will definitely see if we can. If there's specific areas or specific, like, what exactly is?
We're trying to grasp what the 6.5 mean in M15A and M168 that you have in the
So-
IBZ zone.
So trying to better understand.
And I'm trying to understand where the shadows will fall on me.
Okay, so we're just basically just trying to understand like the zoning envelopes of the proposed zoning districts.
Yes,
Okay.
I think you should provide us with that. It's been almost 6 weeks that we have asked for it.
Okay, yeah, I will definitely see what we can do. I do know some of the massings were shared at a previous focus area meeting or town hall, so that some of that material is available
Mm,
online.
No, I'm not
already.
asking for that. I'm asking for the 3D on your CAD.
I hear you. I will be sure to address this next or on the 18th.
Question number 2, circle is about to end very soon. Can you share the list of the open spaces that you have destined for the entire rezoning?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
The open spaces.
The beginning part, you said something.
Circle. You know, that you're doing your environmental review right now. You should have a list of all the open spaces that we've been asking for as a community. Dog run, right there.
So are you saying,
Yes, can you share this with us? Because we've been at this I've been almost to every meeting for the last year, right? We should get to the point now, which spaces have city council, city planning proposed as open spaces, and we do need that, and that's part of your requirement for the rezoning by law.
okay, I will absolutely make sure to address open space.
Will you definitely have an answer by the next land use meeting for Board 2?
I cannot guarantee an answer.
You should have an answer.
I will definitely see what I can do, and I appreciate your comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you give us an update on what's going on with the Long Island City waterfront with the proposed developments around the basin, around 44th Drive, Old Amazon site, et cetera?
Are you speaking about 4540 Vernon Boulevard specifically, or like part of?
I'm talking about the area, including the Board of Ed building, the Blacksall site, et cetera.
So I just want to make sure I understand your question. Are you asking like what are plans for with the plan on the waterfront?
Where are we at the moment?
Okay. We are still working on the plan. Nothing has been finalized. We are planning to share more information about the future of the public sites, like upcoming soon. That's basically as much information as I personally have on that topic at the time. But the other zoning proposal for the rest of the waterfront, all of that's been shared publicly. Okay.
All right, and now the results.
All right, so we have the results of the election for parliamentarian. The next parliamentarian will be Patrick Martinez. So congratulations, Patrick. And I think everyone here, I'm sure, joins me in not only congratulating Patrick, but also thanking Akello for the service up to this point. So on to another productive year with all of you, right? Here we go.
Who knows what the next year will bring, but thanks again, Akello. We appreciate it. It's not easy standing up for this multiple times, so really appreciate it. And Patrick, we're gonna keep you busy. All right, let's take the time and do 2-minute quick committee reports, starting with land use. Okay, no actions to report. Because we made our recommendations on the landmark applications and right. Yep. Okay. Yep. So street mapping will be revisited again on the December 18th Land Use Committee. And you can find that on the calendar on I don't have the website memorized, so that's what I can work on next year. Riley, transportation.
Good evening and happy holidays. Not much happened in the committee this month. Just some updates. The South Outer Roadway on the Queensboro Bridge is a hot topic. That is slated to open late Q1 2025. That is the walking pathway across the Queensboro Bridge, which would leave a bicycle pathway on the north side. Blissville Greenway is still hung up in court proceedings. We have no information on that. Queens Boulevard was mostly completed, but the DOT says it is not a finished project, well, if there's any spot on Queens Boulevard where it gets a little hairy, especially for bicyclists or pedestrians, please let the committee know or let DOT know. There are places like where there are parking spots, but nobody's parking there very much. So then there's a lot of crossing over with cars and bikes. So yeah, if there's any spots, they definitely want to know about it at DOT. Congestion pricing starts 1 month from right now. So that will be exciting. And as Debbie said, all sidewalk parking, any kind of parking complaints you have, please make a 311 report and send it to the office so that she can bring it to the district meeting. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? Carlos.
The construction that's happening on the elevator at the 46th Street station, do you know when that's supposed to be finished? Has the MTA come and said anything about that?
46th Street Station, that's a 2-year project.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a mess over there, which is unfortunate, but maybe I'll come to the committee and say something there.
So actually, to piggyback on that, how about Queensboro Plaza? Because that too has been a mess for 5 years. The elevator's done, I can see it, but the scaffolding is still up.
I don't know. I haven't gotten in touch with MTA. I haven't talked to MTA recently, but it was slated to end this month. So I would like to see if that's true.
And I can give you lists of things with the bike path and the pedestrian walking on Queen.
Sure, yeah.
So can I go first? So I bike and walk over the bridge from the Y, and I'm so grateful for the little bike path that was finally added there. And the walkway is really a nightmare, especially at the crunch down when you come over the bridge, right? And so that has been like that for as long as I know. Any information on that?
Which bridge is it?
It's Queens Boulevard.
Oh,
when you go
like Skillman.
When you go over the hump to go onto the Queensboro Bridge. No, not Honeywell. This is going from Queens Boulevard, going from Queens Boulevard Bridge. Is that what it's called? Thank you.
It goes over Sunnyside Yards.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so on the corner of Northern Boulevard or Jackson Avenue and the northeast corner, where there is scaffolding or it's closed off for construction. It's been like that, I don't know, for 10 years.
Yeah.
And that pinch right there is so dangerous for pedestrians and cyclists. Because I ride it and walk it all the time. Can you look into that and see what?
I've talked to DOT a bit about it. I think it's tricky because it would probably have to take away a car lane.
I'm just talking about that. I'm also talking about whatever construction is going on there that has been.
So this is right at the subway station there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. And I have brought it up. It's terrible. That the construction of scaffolding went up last year, which made it much worse than it was before, where they pushed the scaffolding onto the sidewalk. It's a rough spot. Yeah.
I mean, if we're looking at capital projects, there's other potential solutions that could happen there that don't necessarily need to take away a vehicle lane. If they're willing to extend the sidewalk or something that can be cantilevered. I mean, there are other options, but that's a nasty.
Sure.
Nasty
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll talk to them. Yeah.
So pursuant to the congestion pricing going back into effect, are there any plans to do like an environmental impact study? One of my hypotheses is that our neighborhoods will be very affected. People might potentially, park more. We might get more congestion in LIC for people trying to avoid the tolls. So that's a question / request for an environmental impact study.
Yeah, I think there were a ton of environmental studies done before, and then when the governor put the whole thing on hold and then said it was happening again, there's not much information about that. But I would say I would say
request one.
I would say it's a good topic for this community board. If we're seeing people come to our community and park here, then to talk to the transportation committee and let us know where that happens, because we can change, or we can ask to have meters installed or change the timing on meters so people cannot do that. One fear I have is that people are going to come to the neighborhood and park on the sidewalk because they can get away with that. So yeah, And I'll try to be in contact with state representatives about environmental impacts. Okay, thank you very much.
Health and Health, HHSE, ADU. Too many words.
Hey, everybody, I just wanted to talk about our upcoming meeting on Monday, December 9th. It's a joint meeting with the Environmental Committee. We've invited Smiling Hogshead Ranch to discuss the issues that they brought up at the last full board meeting with the migrant situation and the eviction notice that they received. And then also we've invited Elmhurst Hospital to talk to us about youth suicide prevention. So with that, I wanted, Amparo had an announcement to make.
Just piggybacking off of that, Julie Wan's office is actually co-sponsoring a youth suicide prevention training. And I want to make sure that everyone here knew about it. It's going to be December 14th here, and I believe also online. I'm going to be sending the registration information to the office, so that could be sent around to everyone. So it'll be December 14th from 10 to 12.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. I'm on the screen, sorry. Could you just repeat where that meeting is going to be with the one with Smiling Hogshead Ranch?
Oh,
it's virtual.
Oh, it's virtual, great. And it's on Monday evening?
It's on Monday, December 9th at 6 p.m.
Can I
Yeah, you can
find
get
the link?
agenda
in
and the
the-
link off the website, community board website.
Thank you. Thanks so
Okay.
much.
Just for the meeting on Monday, if it hasn't been done already, to making sure a heads up to the senator's office and the assembly member-elect, because it is an MTA property. And do you guys know that there are some precedents for the MTA turning over property for this kind of use? I know of one case in Staten Island. So, just, you're on it already. Thanks.
Thank you.
Elected official.
Yeah, I know, but it's an extra heads up. To me, it's an extra heads up because they have some authority over it, like just.
Yeah, I just wanted to address, since we talked about it earlier, one of the representatives, talked about the subway surfing. And I'm wondering if that's something that your committee has addressed or talked about. And one reason I was thinking about a lot is I've called 911 before while I was on the train here locally in the community. And coming from a communication background, I really think that the campaigns they've had are painfully inadequate. It's like in the old days when they told people don't smoke, it's bad for your health. I mean, that is not going to stop a kid from smoking. So then they had to make it cool to not smoke. So is there a way we can, address this in the committee to discuss options?
We're going to talk about that more. It was actually Leticia who had brought that up at our last meeting as something that she wanted us to deal with. So she was referencing our committee earlier when she mentioned that. Yes. No.
And I don't know if it's public, Warren, I don't know if you. Yeah, that's why I don't want to say anything if it's not public, because we would like to thank you for your.
Thank you. It's been six long years that I served Community Board 2, particularly my neighborhood in Blissville, with being kind of the voice and liaison, not just with myself, but Tom Matusis. And then other people came on board, Chair Springers, made themselves accessible, Dr. Roz and everyone else. But I'm kind of enduring many personal obstacles at the moment. And I'm taking the time to step back from my role as that liaison for the unhoused and shelter population. I still am going to continue participating at many of the CAB meetings, but the activity and the responsibility and the push and the consistency that has to be there, and I've done it along with Tom and everybody else on this board for 6 years. And it's a little bit too much at the moment. So I'm stepping back at least to be that point person, but in any way that I can lend help or voice, please feel free to knock on my door, call me, shout at me, yell at me. As I said, I'm not totally stepping away. I still will participate as much as I can, but the active role that I have, I had to step away. But I'd like to thank past chairs like Maury and others within the community for being assistants and helping and giving me guidance, along with Sunnyside Community Services as well. I got to give them a lot of kudos for stepping up and having dialogue with many of the shelters, particularly North Star, with training for the residents there. So sad to say, but I'm still here, still participating. And I appreciate each and every one of you for understanding and being helpful and supportive. And I've learned so much, and it's like trial by fire. Thank you again. And I appreciate each one, every one of you. Thank you so much.
One last question. Not sure if food trucks are under your purview.
My question actually, though, is to Warren. Were you effectively making a call for somebody else to step up? I mean, I'm just saying, was that what I was hearing?
Well, I will say there have been others who have knocked on the door. I just didn't pursue those people. I'm not going to say who they are. It is a commitment. I am going to say it is a commitment, not just with speaking to the various directors and providers at each shelter, but speaking to the electeds, the mayor's office, the Department of Social Services, the Department of Human Services. It is a great responsibility. It's almost like what Anatole say, a full-time job that you paid for, but you do it out of the love and for the community. It was an uphill battle, but we've seen a lot of progress overall in this community board too, compared to a lot of other communities, and everyone has stepped up collectively, and we've seen success. Of course, there's a long road to go, but you got to be in the fight to win the fight. And again, any takers, I'll hold your hand right through it. Again, I have not totally stepped away, but the day-to-day responsibilities I am stepping away from, but the commitment to still participate at CAB meetings and whatever directors that they put in place, particularly here in the Queens area. And that gentleman is Samuel Clark. He's been really wonderful for us as a whole. Again, the heat that this community board demonstrates towards the electeds does result in positive positive growth, for lack of a better word. So whatever you need, whoever it is, I'm not going to point any fingers, but it is a lot of work, and I've dedicated 6 years, and hopefully you can put in even more work than 6 years. Thank you again.
Camille, real quick, that's city services.
Can I do it here? Or do I need? Okay. I'll stand up. Hello. So we regularly meet, as you know, on city services. 3 core things. We had a member of the community who came to our board meeting last month, who came to talk to us about a club on the rooftop of a hotel that makes a lot of noise at all hours of the day and night. We have had the precinct has gone out. And it seems like we're getting some progress there, that they are not going to be making that noise anymore, and they are going to stop the music when they agreed to, but we are still monitoring the situation, so don't clap yet. Yeah. Second, we have seen some progress with the shuttering of illegal cannabis shops. Yay. We also, this board is at the cutting edge, and we do approve any solid application for cannabis, but the process is still cumbersome. And once we approve, then they go to a lottery process. So, and then they get picked to see if they can have the shop. So it's complicated, but one shop that did open was Trends in Long Island City. And it's a very, they're really community oriented. They've even come back to the board or to the committee and to tell us how successful they are. So so far that's going really well. And I think we're both very proud of that, because in other community boards that may not be the case. And then lastly, our next meeting is on Wednesday, the 11th at 6:30 at the office up the street. If you have an issue with liquor license or cannabis or anything else you might want to talk about in city services, come by and chat with us. Thanks. Oh, meal, sorry.
Parking and food trucks like in the spring. Did anything materialize from that?
They didn't come to us. They came to the full board. Yeah, I don't know. They came here, but they didn't ever come to city services. So we didn't really go beyond that. It never came. They came to transportation. So I actually cannot answer the question. But if they had come to us, we could have chatted with them, but they didn't. We could have solved it because we're city services. So that one's really easy. Yeah. Anything else? Oh,
I was just going to say that I think Nick had moved to table the discussion and send it back to transportation. And we had discussed it, transportation, but yeah, maybe it's something that they can be invited to come back to, maybe city services or transportation to get a letter, because we don't need a full board vote to get a letter.
Along those lines, since I was like, oh, we're gonna get out of here, but maybe city services can take up the bigger question of putting forth recommendations for how the city should support and handle kind of not just food service like food trucks, because every other city, major city in the United States has better guidelines than the city of New York, including that look at labor. And I feel like we can keep not talking about the labor issues and, like where people go to the bathroom and so I think maybe city service can take on a bigger question.
yeah, we're happy to.
I have a whole bunch of old material. I'm happy.
Yeah, I went to college in Philadelphia, and there was a very clear program with food trucks, including on my campus, who worked there, how they got paid, where they went to the bathroom, and how they used power and hours, all of that. So I agree, we can definitely look at that in the new year.
And I'd
share what to do.
Yes. Making them.
I do think potentially a joint thing, because something I've mentioned to the council member's office also is if we're going to allow food trucks and food service, or not just them, any vendors be on sidewalks, we should also be looking forward to the city taking over the responsibility of sidewalks and not property owners, because if they can lease them out, then they should be responsible for them.
Okay. And actually, you remind me, we also.
So Danielle and Sheila showed, so you know.
Okay. You remind me though that the deadline for outside dining sheds to come down was December 1st. We saw a few, but not too many permit requests for the new sheds in the new way. But we had like maybe 3. So it's interesting. But if you do see a shed that's up that is from the old rules, let Steve or I or anyone on the committee know, and we'll look at it.
City is still accepting applications.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it ended. So the city is still accepting applications. So if you.
Your shed is still up. Please let the paperwork know.
Yeah.
On the food trucks, Farah's gone, but I think the council member one's office, they've been doing work with the street vendor project and, like doing outreach with the food vendor. So it would be good to be part of that effort.
Let's do it.
Just
Sure,
a question. And
yes, Tom.
Thank you. Chair Brecker or Vice Chair Brecker. I sent an email earlier today, but I think I'll come to your meeting as it relates to a city service from DEP and an intro legislation that has been put up, intro 0814, that would require DEP to put a plan together by 2025 to stop sewer backflows into people's homes. So I'd like to talk about that at the next city services meeting. Also, our city council member has not yet signed on to that bill. And my request to the board is to seek, if this is possible, to ask our council member to sign on to this very important bill to those living in this district who have raw sewage backing up into their homes. Thank you.
I'm fine. Steve, or Tom, definitely come to our meeting. It's Wednesday at 6:30.
Yes,
But you
thank
will
you.
have to sit through all the liquor license and all that. but
I
yeah,
love it.
great.
All right, thank you. Arts and culture.
Hi, everyone. I haven't done a review on arts and culture in so long. But I will say the minutes are super entertaining. So please read our minutes. They're probably the most fun minutes out of all the committees. But just quick highlights off the top of my head. The $10 million DRI, the Downtown Revitalization Grant that was awarded to Long Island City via the Long Island City Partnership has been allocated. I am really proud, and I want to thank everybody on the board who supported us on writing a letter that an overwhelming majority of that money went towards public arts and culture projects. So we're going to see a lot of changes. Thanks, all of us. We're going to see a lot of changes hitting the ground in Long Island City in terms of those projects, plazas, streets, our institutions, including the Chocolate Factory, Culture Lab. I think Flux Factory got something, I'm not sure. Sculpture Center plans to make the space underneath the roadway over by ramps is going to be a park. There's going to be a brand new public accessible with a public bathroom, additional sculpture garden right off of that park. A lot of exciting things. So if you want to just keep track of what's happening in the DRI process, I think right now they're talking to all the independent projects to finalize budgeting. There's also a project that I was personally part of. There's also going to be a art-led identity marker and wayfinding initiative that we're trying to launch in tandem with Walk NYC and public and private spaces. For this month's committee meeting, it's actually going to be a very exciting joint meeting with Small Business Services. Thank you, Maury. We are launching an initiative that I'm trying to, I want to basically connect like small businesses and property owners who have space for a mural, for window. So I'm going over 2 minutes. Thanks. Okay. And I want to connect them to local artists. I think it's a very easy way to both intersect the sectors, but also just create jobs, just bring more arts and culture into the public eye. We're going to pilot that in Sunnyside, and then hopefully we can kind of replicate that across the district. Oh, okay. Okay.
So there's grants for that kind of partnership with small businesses.
Yep,
Great.
SBS. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're also going to be working with Dirk from Sunnyside Shines.
Okay.
With that stuff too.
I would say if you make any kind of flyer for your program, it would be helpful for us to have it at city services because we have businesses coming every month, bars and restaurants, and we can hand it to any in the area.
Love that.
To them.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. The other thing, the update that we got from Debbie about parks, they've already finished the renovation of Shockney Square in Woodside, and they are on their way and putting in a bulletin board there. They're going to reinstate the bulletin board that was defunct years ago, and they're going to revive it for us so that all of the local organizations in the neighborhood can then post their events for folks to attend to. And then the last thing that, shoot, am I missing anything else? Anyway, please read our minutes. But the other thing I kind of wanted to bring to the board in general is if maybe as a board, we could try and be a place where we can provide maybe working with the CEC more ballot education, voter education. It's something that I also want to get more artists more civically engaged in and aware of, with not, you know, just obviously because of the elections, but also our local elections, and just to be more engaged that way. So maybe that's something that the board can do and encourage for education in that way for our district. Thanks, everybody.
That sounds like an awesome big swing. The for the small business, the joint meeting you're gonna have. Yeah. Go for the wait for the.
Small business did not meet in November. We're going to meet as part of this joint meeting with Arts and Culture. And I just also wanted to invite anyone who is looking for an extra committee or additional committee. We need people, we want people who are interested in small business and local economy to join our committee. We meet every other month. Also, I don't know if we have any public members that are interested in it, but I would love to add public member if we could.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get that information out. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And you didn't meet Carlos?
We did not meet in November.
But I would suggest spend some time with Kevin. Yeah, exactly. The new public member for Environment Committee. Technology engagement. Yep.
Really short, because I unfortunately could not really make this month's meeting, and Tanya ran it, and I have not connected with her since. I'm sure it was productive as always. But there was an FYI I wanted to get out there here for the record. Firstly, thank you, Carisha. So we're looking into this for enhancing our technological features, capabilities, yes. But to all individuals who maybe hear a little better while reading, you can put closed captions on all meetings. That's available on mobile. It's available on your laptop or desktop. I've tried it in both formats. Works just fine. It works when somebody doesn't really speak into the mic. It works when somebody has some ambient noise, and it's available in 30 languages. And even though we have such a rich community, we conduct everything in English. However, if you know community groups, if you know individuals who are maybe struggling with English or want to practice a different language, it's available in over 30 languages, including Arabic, Cantonese, Telugu, and Tagalog. It's not available in Bengali or Urdu, so sorry for those neighbors, but that's all I wanted to say. Oh, yeah, we're still having the coat drive. I have to connect with Tanya on those details. Yes, more. What was that? Oh, yes, coat drive is still happening. Warren?
No, that was it.
Well, I mean, that was your question.
Sorry to ask a lot of questions. Coat drive, is it, and I'm sorry if I was supposed to read this in an email.
No, you're not supposed to read it in email.
Sorry, I'm really bad at email.
Yeah.
Lightly used, brand new, what, like, can I give a coat that I maybe wore 4 times is my real question.
All right. This is very complicated because we went through this last year. I would say we can take gently used clothing, how we distribute it and who we distribute it to is still a question that we're trying to work out. I will say Sona, who's part of Community Board 2, was instrumental last year in gathering, I can't even tell you, so many coats. And it's very appreciative. We donated it to St. Raphael's. As you know, many people within the migrant community go there, and they were able to take the coats, and we're very happy, along with other clothing. It's going to be the same thing this year. I believe some of people will be gathering things for this month, and then we'll sort them out, and then we'll find location or locations to give those items to, whether it be back at St. Raphael's, another faith-based organization, or even one of the shelters. But with the shelters, it is restricted that it has to be kind of, matter of fact, new clothing. So with tags on. So I think we also, Tanya's in discussion with the 108 precinct right now, and she's gathering that information. So it's kind of a work in progress, but we are in motion, and I figure by January, all the coats will be gathered, sorted, and then we'll find homes for the coats or clothing, and we'll tell everyone here at Community Board 2 how that process went. But again, I have to applaud Tanya, your team, Mr. Martinez, and Sona for doing the due diligence and offering their time and their communities giving the coats and clothing. So we're moving. Thank you again.
Yeah, some places are particular, but lightly worn. I remember last year with Joanna, Queen of Angels, after the fire, it's like those coats will go. So yeah.
Last year we gave 9 bags, if I remember. Over 100 coats. Yeah, and it was all appreciated. My big dream is for some of the retailers on 48th Street, just donating, right? So that's what I'm going to try. And a dry cleaner who wants to be a great community member, donating services to clean up the donation would be great. Thank you all. All right. Really quickly. In addition to the holidays, there's National Eggnog Day, Ugly Sweater Day, Brownie and Cookie Day, and specifically Rhubarb Vodka Day this month coming up. So happy all of those. Happy all the December holidays. Happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Festivus for the rest of us. Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Who wants to stay? Good night. Thanks. Is this a record for us? Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
Record.
And then don't